Where are you all from? Do you mind if I just sort of...
Germany. That's good.
Germany, and you're Tobias, right?
Tobias, right.
Okay, excellent.
I'm from London. I'm
London.
Will.
Okay.
Spain.
Spain.
From Italy.
Paris.
Christian, I'm from England.
I'm from England as well.
Wow. And is this everyone's first E3?
Yeah, pretty impressive.
What do you guys think?
I like Castle Xbox.
This is actually smaller than it used to be a couple of years ago.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I had a couple of questions which are coming through, and I've managed to get answers to nearly everything. People were asking questions on Twitter. One question might seem a little quirky.
Hit me with it.
Why are you not allowed to cross-dress your avatars on Xbox Live?
No, see here, cross-dress. So, well, you
So when I said last and final questions, it
Great question. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
Well, not me, personally, but there's definitely some people.
I know you could do makeup and eyeliner and get kind of crazy with that. No,
but women can't wear men's clothing and men can't wear women's clothing, I don't think.
That, to be honest, I don't think it was intentional. It's probably just the way it was designed.
Okay.
It's probably something if people really wanted, I'm sure we'd be happy to let you guys.
You'll know there'll be a campaign now.
We can use each other's bathrooms, a little bit, and why not? We'll go we'll try on each other's clothes in the locker room.
Cool,
Sure.
so non-intentional, just happened that way?
No. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good answer.
The ladies would like to wear some of the men's clothes. How about it?
If it changes, it'd be amazing. You did it, guys.
It happened here.
It happened here.
Cross-dressing started. What's today's date? The beginning of the cross-dressed avatar community.
An intelligent question, anybody?
What other social media integration are you planning or just thinking on for Xbox Live?
Well, it's a good question. I think, right now, obviously the announcement with Facebook and Twitter are really big deals, and I think bringing that to the living room for the first time ever is going to be really exciting. I think not just as an Xbox owner, the fact that you are able to have access to these communities, but really you think about all the people you can contact and stay in touch with and communicate with, whether or not they're part of Xbox Live. So we just sort of expanded that circle in a big way. I think as different social networking communities bring different things to the table and we can integrate, I think we're absolutely open to having more of that. And I think what we're really excited about is not just simply just slapping Facebook or Twitter onto it, but optimizing it for the living room and for the TV experience. You saw in the demos, like what we're doing with Facebook and how, it's a different experience, right? But, where you're sitting there not at your keyboard with your mouse, right? With a controller or a remote. So I think that's the key, is to make the experience make sense and fit for what we're doing. So.
Continue the social media point. What about video sharing on YouTube?
Right.
Are there plans for something like that in the future?
I think there's a lot of possibilities there. I think what they're doing with the Facebook Connect, sort of just scratching the surface of being able to capture something from your game and share it out. To me, that's super cool, right? And so being able to expand that across more games, why wouldn't you want to be able to capture video, audio, actually create content? I mean, we're doing that in some of our games, like with Forza 3, where we've integrated a full HD video editor into the game. So, I think each game, so there's a couple different ways that can happen. One is, what does the game studio do that they build, like what they did with Forza, where they actually built that into the game, and that's a key feature of the game. And then there's the stuff that we do at the platform level that runs across all of it. So, so I think you'll see games take a lot of risks and do cool stuff, and then you'll see us start to integrate more of that stuff across the platform too.
So maybe due to licensing restrictions with other people's content, there'd be a possibility to have a kind of Xbox cinema where people would show off their machinima somewhere on live. What a great social media hub that would be. And there's no charge for that idea.
we got it on tape. So.
I might edit that bit out.
We were here though. To be honest, I would love to hear some of your guys' thoughts. What are the opportunities? Because we
do think the future is community. We do think the idea to talk to one another through. The thing is, the people I talk to, the multi-platform users, do say that Xbox is ahead of the game at the moment. I think the trick will be to keep ahead of the game. For me, the Twitter integration is far more important than any Facebook integration, because it's subliminal, it's quick, it's fast, it's micro-blogging. It's the kind of thing you can throw out there really easily. I was quite impressed with that, and I didn't think I would be with it, I was like, wow, no, this could be really big.
Yeah.
And the whole ability to throw things into Twitter from your gaming experience, it's no different to what we do when we blog our normal world.
Sure.
You're just existing in a virtual space.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because we've seen that. I mean, obviously, you know, this experience started on the PC, and then we've seen that go mobile with the cell phone, and you have that, you know, adding photos and those moments, and always staying connected. And so now, like, how do we make that experience the same in the living room with your TV? And there's a lot more richness of stuff that we have at our fingertips there.
Yeah.
And so we perhaps a bit more limited by the interface because you have the controller, but I do think there's a lot of potential there.
Well, one of the great websites I saw recently, which the name evades me at the moment, but it would tell, you have to kind of tell it to tell your networks when you were on a particular game, and they could come and join you in there. So I love the idea of actually creating a different avatar, a different Twitter account. So there was an auto tweet, Christian is now playing this game.
Right.
Come and join him. What I know I think doing it on Twitter is much more outside of the box as such, and advertises to those not involved in Xbox who's suddenly thinking, hang on, am I missing something here?
Right. Well, that's the thing I don't think people think that much about, but for Twitter, and I think even for Facebook, like, there's huge benefits for both, because you have a lot of people in those communities that don't have an Xbox and get exposed to it, but at the same time, we have a massive live community, 20 million people, that are going to now get exposed to these new features through Facebook and Twitter, and they may have a Facebook or not have Twitter or vice versa, and so it'll be something that I think will help those communities grow at the same time. So it's really, you know, it's one of those few cases where it's a perfect fit.
Yeah.
Another question I have is, you have a checklist for the Xbox Live possibilities like lobbies, headset, voice chat, and everything. So maybe will there be in the future an update like you can spectate every online multiplayer game, you can record demos, something like that on the PC? Because I know some years ago I played a lot of Quake 3 Arena or something like that, and then I have the finals of Fatality is playing on Sunday evening, and 100,000 of gamers are joining the spectator mode just to see the finals, and everybody clicks record and see the finals again and again and again, learning from those guys who play really perfect.
Wow, you could almost have some kind of democratic integration as well with some voting. You know, if you started to bring in what the future of television should be, where you're at home and you've got a button and you're selecting who you think should live and die when it's a tie or something like that.
You should live and die.
That's no, in a virtual world.
You're quickly taking that from that experience, like maybe even into like a gameplay experience.
Yeah.
Where it could be
it would help me stop being killed by 6-year-old kids.
Right.
Because I could go and see how they play and then learn from them.
Right, watch them. Yeah. That's a good point.
Good idea.
See, I'm going to be just taking all these ideas.
I know.
You're going to get nothing from me. I got nothing. So, yeah.
We got that.
Exactly. Yeah. Excellent. No, you guys should come to Seattle. I mean, we should have you guys sit on our team. Seriously, it's really
yeah, there's a lot of think tanks cropping up around social media at the moment, because it does take the people that are living social media to suddenly get it. It's like walking in there and seeing the towel, and straight away, the ideas and the integration with how people will be using it in real life, because we see holes and gaps in the functions in how we're working online, which you guys who are building this stuff 24/7 might miss. So think tanks would be a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now things are moving wider than just gaming, the whole experience. Talking about spectating, who knows? You might have people that just buy an Xbox because they love machinima, who buy an Xbox because they just love to spectate gaming, and there's nowhere online to go and do it.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great point. And if you think about like all the different forms of entertainment, right? It's like there's no barrier to reading a book or listening to music or watching a movie, right? It's like everybody can do that. But gaming is unique because there's some sort of like, you know, perhaps it's the controller, but there's that barrier of like, I need to know how to do this, or people.
And don't forget to follow at Documentally.